Obviously, very disappointed in the final result, but couldn't be more proud of the team. We handled a ton of adversity this year and a ton of change. And then after the SC week, these guys, they continued to play as hard as possible. In tonight's game, we continued to handle adversity for Devon to step in and throw for 295 yards and 2 touchdowns and not throw a pick and not get sacked and be over 65%, I think, is a phenomenal night. I'm sure he would. There's a few more we could have had. I thought our defense, I thought they played lights out. That first half of football, they played as good of a half. It's 17-7. We have the ball in the second half to start. And, we're driving. And we don't make a play on a third down. We drop a third down ball that would have been 1st and 10 on the 30. We don't make it. They score. And then we wind up fumbling the ball. So some self-inflicting wounds. I think at the end, they kind of wore us down a little bit. They just held the ball, and we didn't have a chance, and we needed to convert. But I couldn't be more proud of our team. The guys in there, in that locker room, they never quit. And these two guys led us the whole way and the whole bowl trip, and they were phenomenal.
Thank you. Any questions? Right here on the left.
Jed, starting a few days ago, there were some reports out that Josh wouldn't be playing today. Could you kind of take us through that decision-making process? And I know obviously he warmed up today, and if you guys had any discussions today, and if so, how his reaction was when he told him that he wouldn't be playing.
Yeah, I want to be clear on this. Josh wanted to play. Josh was unable to play because of the fact that he had 2 concussions within a 4-week span in November, and our physicians didn't feel comfortable putting him out there and putting him at risk for a possibility of a 3rd concussion.
Next question. Right here, front row left.
You guys had it humming on both sides of the ball, obviously, in the first half. Did they do anything schematically different in the second half that kind of led to the switch?
No, I think really kind of what I was saying is that first half, it's 17-7, then we get the ball and we're driving down. And I think we started on the -14 or so. We got to the +41, and then it's 3rd down, and we throw a out route to our sideline that puts it at 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line, and then in position to score again. We miss it, we punt it, they score, and then it's 17-14. Almost one of the most incredible goal line stands by about a half a yard, and then it's we get the ball back and we fumble. That's nothing schematic. We turn the ball over, and then they get it, and it's the score changes to 21-17, and then we had a chance. We ran a fake punt, put ourselves back in position on the plus side of the 50. It was 4th and 5. We threw a fade ball to Jordan, and I thought that either he was tangled up or couldn't get that right arm up for some reason. So unfortunately, we didn't make that catch. And then they kind of grinded it out there to make it 28-17. And then we were in position based on time that we had to go for it a little bit. And that's kind of why they got that final score. But I thought our defense did play well the whole game. The last 9 minutes, there's really not much you can do there.
Front row here on the left.
Devon, when did you know that you would be starting today, and what kind of role did Josh play on the sideline for you?
I was kind of just preparing the whole bowl week, so as if I was a starter because we weren't sure. So, but Josh is great on the sideline. He has good eyes, so he's telling me what defensive ends is doing and how the corners are playing. So he really helped me out a lot today.
Next question. Stay here on the front row left.
You guys were rolling pretty good in the first half. I think only 4 first downs in the second half. From your perspective, how did things kind of not were able to continue that momentum in the second half?
I think I just threw too many incomplete passes. That's pretty much it.
Again, front row here on the left.
Kenny, what difficulty did their quarterback Delton present to you guys? I know he didn't start, but then he just came in and I think he ripped off that 68-yard touchdown in the first quarter, and then obviously he kept running in the second half.
Right. I think it just was, as far as the defense aspect, we just had to find ways to stop him because, you know, he wasn't no guy that was trying to do something crazy. Only thing he tried to get was the backside run. So we adjusted to that after the run, and we stopped him ever since then. So I'm just proud of the way our guys fought for 4 quarters on all 3 phases of the ball. I think this whole journey of this year has been, you know, through ups and downs, but thanks to Coach Fish, who has guided us and put our focus on what's most important. You know, I think we had championship practices. So I think the focus is really about us, what we didn't do enough of, and you know, we should have stopped them, their offense in key situations. But you know, a few penalties hurt us, and that's just all discipline. That's things that we need to work on.
Any other questions? I'm going to go right here to the back on the left.
Devin, did the Kansas State defense change anything they were doing in the second half?
I didn't think so. I mean, played a lot of man coverage on the outsides and then a lot of cover 4. So, I mean, there's nothing we didn't prepare for or watch film on. So.
Question here again, front row left.
Coach Kenny alluded to those penalties, and there was a stretch of 3 penalties in 3 plays in that fourth quarter. And I think you'd called the timeout, or someone called the timeout, after Jordan picked one up. What was the message during that timeout?
Well, I think it was a strange game. I think it was about 3.5 quarters of very few penalties. And then that second part of that fourth quarter, it became a penalty fest. And we just tried to regain some composure and be smart. I think I took the timeout was to get the review, and they gave me the timeout back. That was then the other timeouts that I took were just to stop the clock so we can give ourselves an opportunity to score.
Question here on the second row left.
Jed, obviously Rosen's going to have a big decision coming up, but do you feel he's NFL ready at this point, or do you feel he could use another year of college?
Yeah, he's NFL ready. And I think everybody could use another year of college. Yeah, I think that he has the ability to go out there and throw any ball to anybody he wants. He's got incredible accuracy. He's incredibly talented. And I'm sure if he wants to move on, he's able to do that. And if he wants to come back, he'll help his team.
Any other questions? Front row left.
Kenny, your last game for UCLA, how do you kind of characterize your career ending right now?
You can't, honestly, you can't. But I'm most proud of is the way that I had to use my leadership in different ways to get us guys on the focus of what's the next thing, what's the next positive thing, what's the next opportunity we have. So just the way that the guys responded to the adversity that we face and the challenges and the opportunities that we had in front of us, that's what I'm most proud of. It's really not about me. It's about seeing the impact of the guys around me. I think that's why I sleep good at night. You know, when I can see that guys are happy and, you know, they're energized about the next opportunity and they want to play for each other. You know, we want to play for Coach Murray. We want to play for Coach Fitz. We want to play for each other. Rosen didn't play this game. He wanted to play for Rosen. So there's so many motivation things that, you know, we pinpointed that we played for over the course of this season. And I'm just proud of the way our guys fought. You know, that's a great way for me to go out despite the wins and losses because, you know, I play the game for moments. I don't play the game for winners and losses. I just give it all I got, and I try to teach the guys the same thing. And you know, that's what we collectively learn over the time. If that we could go back and, you know, another 20+ years from now, and be like, hey man, like you remember when we did such and such? Like that was pretty fun, you know, and actually laugh about it. So I'm just proud of the way we responded, man. Honestly.
Any other questions? All right, well, thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you.
Concludes